Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for attending. Having considered the representations from the relevant parties to the new premises license application for Noah Lounge, W30PA, including those submitted by the applicant, their representatives and witnesses, and the police, the licensing subcommittee has resolved to grant the application subject to the conditions agreed by the applicant in response to the police representation. These are as follows. 1, CCTV to be installed at the premises, special emphasis on the provision of identification quality images for the people entering or leaving the premises throughout any doorway. 2, the system must provide general views of the interior and the premises and exterior areas where relevant. 3, the system must record and store images for 31 days. It must be able to instantly be downloaded, recorded images onto a readable format, USB/CD or DVD at the time of the request, i.e. to prevent any need to seize the hard drive, thus rendering the system inoperative. 4, if the CCTV equipment is inoperative or is otherwise not installed or working to the satisfaction of the police and licensing authority, the premises must not be used for licensable activities unless with prior agreement with the police. 5, operation of the CCTV equipment to be checked at least every 7 days by the management, and a written log recording this must be kept and made available for inspection. If inoperative, this is to be reported to the police and licensing authority without any delay. 6, CCTV images must be made available for playback in store to police or council licensing officers at any time the premises is open. 7, CCTV images along with a software player to enable viewing must be provided to the police or council licensing officers within 24 hours of request. 8, notice must be displayed at the entrance to the premises and a prominent position throughout the premises advising that CCTV is in operation. For the purpose of these CCTV conditions, the police refers to the licensing partnership of Ealing Police Station, and the licensing authority refers to the licensing authority of the London Borough of Ealing. 9, the CCTV system must record all entrances and exits to the premises at all times. It must also record the outside of the premises, capturing images, delivered persons and vehicles situated to capture vehicle registration numbers of any delivery vehicle. 10, staff to be given training in the Licensing Act 2003 and the promotion of licensing objectives. Training must be satisfactorily completed and recorded. Training records shall be made available for inspection upon reasonable request by the relevant officer of the responsible authority, London Borough of Ealing. The premises must operate as a typical restaurant where alcohol is mainly sold for, served, or by waitresses served to the customers consuming substantial table meals. The consumption of alcohol must be ancillary to their meal. 12, a minimum of 2 SIA security door staff between Sunday and Thursday, and 4 security door staff on Friday and Saturday must be employed to the premises from 6 o'clock 1800 hours until close. 13, the license holder must ensure that any queue to enter the premises which forms outside the premises is orderly and supervised by door staff, so to ensure that there is no public nuisance or obstructions to the public highway. 14, all staff engaged outside the entrance to the premises or supervising or controlling queues must wear high-vis yellow jackets or vests. 15, no outside space must be used for activity after 11 o'clock, 2300 hours, except for minimum of 10 smokers in the designated smoking area. The smoking area must be monitored by management or door staff. 16, the last restaurant booking will be 1.5 hours before closing time. 17, toughened glass must be used and must be continued to be used during the additional hours. 19, no open vessels to be taken outside the curtilage of the premises at any time. 20, an incident log must be kept to the premises and made available on request by an authorized officer of the council or the police, which must record the following: A, all crimes reported to the venue. B, all ejections of patrons. C, any complaints received. D, any incidents or disorder. E, all seizures of drugs or otherwise weapons. F, any faults in the CCTV system or searching equipment or scanning equipment. G, any refusal of sale of alcohol. H, any visit or by a relevant authority or emergency service. We agree that since the application is for a fine dining restaurant and restaurants are typically settings for crime and are not typically settings for crime and disorder, granting a later opening hours are unlikely to negatively impact the licensing objectives. Furthermore, given the location of the premises of the Royal Leisure Park, the panel agreed that the premises was sufficiently far away from residential areas to mitigate any concerns about noise disturbance and public nuisance. The panel noted a good history of the applicant in running licensed premises, his previous licensed premises. The subcommittee noted the conditions submitted by the police in their representations. Following the discussion with the applicant's representatives, the subcommittee is satisfied that the conditions agreed was necessary and proportionate to promote the licensing objectives. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chair. And just to clarify, I assume we'll get a copy of that in writing.
Yes, there will be a decision in writing within 5 working days.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your time, councillors. And I'll welcome you all to visit the restaurant if you may, just to see what we've brought to the area. I think you will be surprised by the venue yourselves.